Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult, book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. Thank you so much for joining me once again, and thank you to miskatonicbooks.com for sponsoring the show. Miskatonicbooks.com, you need to go and check them out. If you don't know them already, they are a fantastic resource, especially if, like me, you love beautiful esoteric books and occult books that have been usually published by small independent publishers with beautiful production quality and really useful, interesting contents. It's usually the kind of stuff that is for more advanced practitioners, for practitioners who are looking for something a little bit beyond what is available to the wider public. These tend to be very concentrated books that look very deeply into a particular topic, and it's always just so exciting to go through what miskatonicbooks.com have on their front page. Invariably there is really high quality stuff. Now, if you happen to be in the US, you'll find on miskatonicbooks.com books that have been published abroad outside of the United States, and it's usually the most cost-efficient way of buying those books because very often you'll just simply skip on the shipping fees, right, from Europe, from wherever it is that the books have been published. And so that's really very, very cool. And you'll also be able to find here books that have been published maybe a long time ago that are out of print, and because miskatonicbooks.com they excel at finding books that have been printed in a very small run of prints, and super deluxe editions that have only been printed in 33 copies or whatever it is. If it's going to come up anywhere, it's likely going to come up on miskatonicbooks.com. So yeah, definitely definitely go and check them out. Definitely go and see what they have to offer, and you'll see that they've also got some pretty cool courses available as well. So there we go. Go and check out miskatonicbooks.com. Let's start off, folks, with news from Troy Books. This is a second edition that is just coming out, but I don't think I spotted the first edition. So this is Praesidium, a grimoire of protection magic, which is coming out in simply a new edition. So let's see, you are divine, you are protected. Praesidium lights the sacred path anew. Lord Matria's Praesidium is a collection of the most renowned protection spells, prayers, and rituals from around the world and throughout time, meant for effective application to a successful modern-day life. Throughout the ages, during times of light and shadow, humanity has sought to shield what is cherished. Praesidium is a testament to this enduring need. Praesidium is a poetic grimoire woven of the world's most powerful protective lore, passed down through generations and lovingly crafted to the seekers of a new dawn. So yeah, definitely check out the entire description here. Does seem like a useful book, right? I'm sure many of you will agree. So this special edition, 250 examples or exemplars, bound in black faux leather with gold foil blocking to the front and spine, cream paper stock, amethyst end papers with black head and tail bands. Now, let's go and check that out. So it's just literally just £29 plus shipping for the special edition. I'll say this every time. I'm always amazed by what Troy Books managed to produce at such a low price for their special editions. There's also a dust-jacketed hardback edition for £18 plus shipping. This is simply a print on demand with a dust jacket, and a paperback edition as well for £12. But while stocks last, folks, go and check that out for sure. All right, Quareia have so Josephine McCarthy made a post just today saying that for anyone looking for the Quareia books at the lowest possible price, if you happen to be in the US or the UK, the cheapest way to do it is to go directly to the printers via the links that are available now on QuareiaPublishing.com. I'll leave a link down below, of course. Yeah, there you will be able to find the magical training of Quareia Volume 1 and Volume 2. You know that, probably know, if you've been following my channel or if you've been following Josephine's details, you may know that the Quareia 3-volume books are being republished, not as 3 gigantic, unwieldy books, but as 10 smaller books. Completely revised, by the way. Okay, so it doesn't change any of the magic. All of the course remains exactly the same, but the wording is updated to be as helpful as possible to the practitioner who is going through this on their own. So there we go. The Magical Train of Quareia, volumes 1 and 2. Whether you happen to be in the US, use the US links, of course, and if you're in the UK, use the UK links. Now, if you happen to be outside of those countries, then the Amazon links are really still your best way ahead, since the printer won't send outside of the US and the UK, which is where they have their printing shops. There we go. Hopefully that makes sense. It's not only the Quareia books, by the way. If you don't know about the Magical Knowledge Trilogy, you can definitely check out my review. Same thing for the Magic of the North Gate and the Book of Gates. There we go. And Mr. Goggis, naturally. Okay. I think I've done a review of the Tarot Skills for the 21st Century. Anyway, all of Josephine's books related to the Quareia course, they were all over here. All right, folks, let's move on to news from Century Guild. Spectral Vision of Gothic Romance Vintage Occult 1960s art is now up, folks. It's on Kickstarter. So you may have seen many of Century Guild's publications, including Le Pater, which is, to this day, it's still my in my top most beautiful books in my collection. But you may also be aware of, let me just remember the name of it, Spellbound. There we go, which was released quite recently. So this is basically Gothic romance artwork, right, from fiction, usually from paperbacks, and in the 20th century, 1970s, I guess, that kind of era. Very, very cool artwork, and it's absolutely in the made in the same style and made in the same way as Spellbound, which was all posters on Witchcraft style films, right? So that Kickstarter came out a little while ago, and if you missed out on that, you can actually purchase bundles, which includes both books in the regular format, but also in the deluxe format with a very fancy slip case there. Very, very cool. And this is both volumes in fancy slip cases. So there we can see it a little bit larger on your screen, how that's actually going to look. Very pretty indeed. Really, really nice. Okay, and some add-ons that you can, believe it or not, add on. Gosh, those gorgeous posters. All right, folks, I'll let you explore that in your own time. Let's move on to news from Milo Duquette, who is giving a talk, and let's have a complete read of here. Thelema is bigger than that Aleister Crowley is the title of the talk. And so it's sponsored by 418 Oasis and hosted by the Chimes House. It's on October 26th So just in a couple of days' time, to be followed by Halloween fun and social time. And this is, you'll need to go to https://418oto.usa.org. Or no, it's OTO hyphen, I think. Let's get that a little bit larger. Yeah, it is a hyphen usa.org. So that's happening in Sacramento. There we go. So those of you who happen to be around that area, definitely go and check that out. Okay, let's check out some of the books that I spotted on Amazon this week. So first of all, Dating the Tarot, which looks really cool to me, actually. 78 Stories of Self-Love and Realization. So this is by René Guy, or yeah, I guess it's Guy. Dating the Tarot is the mic drop tarot book that unveils intimate details just like you would in a personal reading, except now we trade places. René aims to support and empower women no matter what they've been through. What makes this teaching memoir compelling is how she integrates real-life experiences as vivid examples, providing readers with an authentic and relatable perspective on self-love and the mystical insight that the tarot reveals. Okay, I'm just going to stop there for a second and just point out how useful this is for the tarot learner to see a parallel between the cards and what the cards are supposed to be talking about, what the theory says that the cards should be pointing at. And then in parallel to that, a real life experience, and then being able to see how the cards actually relate to that. And I think that this is of interest whether you're a man or a woman, or anything in between, by the way. This cautionary tale not only highlights the spirit of archetypes within the tarot, but also invites women to relinquish fear-based decision-making in pursuit of their true identity. Outlining 78 cards from the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot is the framework of this book, as René reflects on her lived experiences, with each card representing a key moment of growth, resilience, and sovereignty. Her story is a celebration of female strength and honest reminder that embracing self-love is the cornerstone of true empowerment. Again, if this is about it could be about anything, but the fact that it's about self-love and empowerment, I think that's wonderful. Okay, I'll let you discover this in your own time. It's available as a hardcover and also as a paperback on Amazon. Links, of course, in the description are all they are associate links, and I'll get a small commission for if you reach Amazon using any of those links and make a purchase, right? Anything that's in your basket at the time you make the purchase, I'll get a small commission for if you use my links. So thank you very much to everyone who chooses to do that. All right, next there's this one over here, Disabled Witchcraft, 95 Rituals for Limited Spoon Practitioners. I love that. This is great. I have limited spoons. I don't know if you do, but I do have limited spoons. I've got but anyway, regardless of my situation, I think that whoever you are, this is going to be of interest to you. It should be of interest to you, and especially naturally if you consider yourself to have a disability of any kind. But the practices in many witchcraft books can be difficult for many of us to perform due to chronic illnesses, sensory issues, allergies, or other disabilities, and the financial limitations that often go hand in hand with them. In this guide, disabled witch Candy Zeller sets out to change that. Through nearly 100 inclusive and sometimes spicy magical rituals designed for witches with disabilities of all kinds, physical and mental, visible and invisible, Disabled Witchcraft lays out a truly accessible magical practice with a solid dose of humour and heart. If your spoons, aka available energy and executive function, are limited on any given day, that doesn't need to be a hindrance to follow your spiritual path. Love this. Absolutely love this. Good. And I'll once again, let you explore this in your own time. What do we have next? Oh yeah, this one was featured by Mara Grace Starling. So it's I believe it's fiction. Okay, I don't very often talk about fiction, but this one looked particularly exciting. So talk of witchcraft, convictions and hangings began to cross the border from England, reaching and influencing gentry families and villagers alike. Told from the perspective of Dolly Merdad, a naive but headstrong young gentry woman living in the outskirts of the fictional Lingrach on the border of Wales. Having suffered her third miscarriage, Dolly seeks the help of mysterious local wise woman and healer Sarah Gwen, who is able to offer her a fertility charm. When a servant finds this charm amidst rising gossip and accusations of witchcraft, aspersions are cast against Sarah Gwen by Dolly's husband, Hewell, or maybe Herwell, who is keen to gain favour with other gentility and noblemen across the country. You can probably tell where this is going, and it seems like a really nice premise for a fictional story, maybe based on quite a few non-fictional accounts. All right, and then this one I'm super excited for, Edmund Spencer's The Faerie Queene. Now, this was a Kickstarter that was launched maybe 2 years ago, maybe even longer than 2 years ago. And I've been waiting for my books to arrive. I think that they've just started to ship. They were supposed to ship a long time ago, but I'm very glad they haven't shipped before the whole thing was ready. This is The Faerie Queene with updated language. So the author is a teacher of English literature, Rebecca Reynolds, and she was devastated that because of the difficult to access Old English language of the text, many people are just not accessing the Faerie Queene anymore, right? And so this amazing epic is just falling into the oblivion of history. And so what Rebecca Reynolds has done is rewritten it line by line in a way that is more accessible, that is completely accessible to the modern reader, and then introducing old words little by little, drip feeding new vocabulary, so that by the end of the entire epic, which is 3 volumes, by the way, the reader should be able to keep up with a much more original version of the text than what they start off with. But the whole thing, well, this is what is being suggested. The whole thing should be a very smooth experience that doesn't feel like work. So I'm super excited for this, and it seems like the 3 volumes will be available as audiobooks. You can pre-order them already for Audible, right? I've got the volume 1 for you over here, but if you find volume 1, you'll be able to find volumes 2 and 3 as well. I hope. Yeah, I certainly hope so. But I'll leave links down in the description, of course. And yeah, I'm really excited that this is getting an audiobook treatment as well, because these were books that were designed to be read out loud. So I'm all for this. I'm very excited to see this. Okay, moving on to news from Credo, Quia, Absurdum. So they are the creators of the Terra Volatile tarot deck, which is my favorite tarot deck, bar none. It's the one that I use daily. It's the one that I use with my clients. It's the one that I use for myself. It's my favorite deck, full stop. And it seems like US shipping is back, and to to thank us for our patience, they are offering 10% off the Terra Volatile deck and the expansion until Saturday. So I'm releasing this video on Thursday for Patreon and YouTube membership supporters of Foolish Fish, of my channel, right? So all of you will definitely get to see that in time. There's a good chance that the rest of you watching this show on either Friday or Saturday still have an opportunity, right? An opportunity to make the most of that 10% off. But folks, I can't recommend this deck enough. It's absolutely gorgeous. And by the way, you might also be interested in some of the t-shirts that are available. But yeah, you'll be able to see the Terra Volatile original deck and the expansion pack. And I actually recommend getting the expansion pack as well. You won't, well, I don't use the additional suit of vessels, right? Because I don't choose to. But one of the most enjoyable things that I've ever done has been to construct my own Terra Volatile deck, because you get so many options for so many of the cards, right? So you get to choose, do you want this sun card or that sun card, or do you want both? And for these two cards to mean something different to you, right? And so you build up your ideal perfect deck with Rider-Waite-Smith correspondences, with Thoth Tarot correspondences, or a little bit of both. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And this is the book for which I wrote the preface. I had the honor of doing that, so that's very, very cool. All right, I'll let you discover all of that. What else, folks? Oh yeah, this is a beautiful Oracle deck that has just been launched on Kickstarter. It's called Animara and Arcana, and it's just my favorite style of collage, kind of a Rococo collage style. They're circular cards. Well, I have to be careful with that. And they just look very, very beautiful. I really, really like the style. I really like the just the design in general. I'm a big fan of these kind of Victorian collage setups. I think they're great. Yeah, so it's being called an oracle, but it looks very much like they are based on a tarot setup, right? Gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's take a quick look at the prices. The Animara Oracle, $55 for the basic deck. And then is this like an early bird? No, I don't think so. Well, you'll need to find out exactly what the difference is between the $55 and the $65 tier. Yeah, but yeah, lovely, lovely, beautiful deck in my opinion, with some lovely add-ons down there as well. Let's continue with news from Dr. Alexander Cummins, the Cauldron Black. Now, folks, once in a while, I get reminded that there is this entire shop of fantastic magical resources. And I just wanted to point this out, folks. Just go and check out the cauldronblack.com, which is Alexander Cummins' shop. And it's just got such beautiful stuff in there. Talismanic jewelry, from bath bombs to books to throw pillows and blankets, right? Really, there's so much going on here. If I just click on the ritual chamber, you'll be able to see some of the items that are available to purchase on this website. It's just lovely, lovely stuff. So once again, I won't click on anything in particular. Just take your time and enjoy this amazing occult shop. There we go. Naturally, you'll be able to find all of Alexander Cummins's classes as well on there, and consultation services and so on. Good. And then finally, let me tell you a little bit about my upcoming course, The Magic and Mysteries of the Sun. Now, I was hesitating whether to do a course especially on anxiety, but then I thought to myself, do you know what? I will do a course on anxiety, but I think that will be a self-led course soon. Okay, I want to finish completing the self-led course on magical protection, which I'm hoping to release very soon in the next couple of weeks. But as a live online workshop, it occurred to me this morning that what I love is planetary magic, and so I think that a course on each of the planetary's energies and entities, and just very practical stuff where you get to interact with the spirits associated with each of the planets, and reach out to any of the gods and goddesses associated with those planets. It just fills me with excitement. The thought of doing this, over 7 months, 7 courses, and 1 course per planet, and just really digging deep into that planet and all of the entities associated with that planet, and the gifts of that particular planet. I'm just so excited to do this. So where better to start than with the sun, which has really gifted me with such a bounty this year. So let me give you a quick read of the blurb over here, right? In this 3-part live online course, we'll reach out to solar gods of the Greek, Egyptian, Norse, and Mesopotamian pantheons, as well as solar aspects of wider divinity, angels, spirits, intelligences, and so on. So learn to connect with powerful solar deities like Apollo, Ra, Sol, and Shamash, to petition for divine support in matters of health, beauty, and confidence. Reach out to solar-aligned angels, spirits, and intelligences to attract favorable, joyful circumstances into your life. Create consecrated solar talismans designed to encourage healing, confidence, and success, and receive the blessings of Apollo, at whose temple in Delphi the Pythia passed on divine guidance to enhance your own divining skills, and employ sacred language and symbols associated with the sun to align your personal reality with your highest intentions for health, beauty, influence, confidence, divination, and joy. There we go. So the course will consist of 3 90-minute classes held over Zoom, and it'll take place, folks, on the 8th of November, Saturday, 8th of November, and it'll be for 3 Saturdays in the row, all right, up until the 22nd of November. So there we go. Please note the material in this course will assume that you have set up and have thoroughly protected your inner mind palace. And this can be done easily and quickly by following the instructions in the YouTube video that many of you have no doubt already seen, in which we do that. But I think that it makes sense to have that done once, right? You just need to watch that video, follow the instructions. It's a very pleasant guided meditation. It doesn't take very long. So that's something that you'll need to have done before starting the course, right? As I say, shouldn't take you more than 20 minutes. A recording of each session will be sent out to all participants via email within 24 hours of the class being taught. There we go. So I've just sent out a 25% off code to all subscribers of my Patreon and of my YouTube memberships. So just as a big thank you to you all, to everyone also who has taken the previous class, and to people who have signed up to the foolishfish.net newsletter. There we go. So do look into your emails to see if that's arrived, if you'd like to take part, and use the little code that I've sent you there to get 25% off the price of the entire course. And that is it from me for this week, folks. I don't have a board game of the week. I know it's Essen. This week, Essen is the biggest board game convention in the world, and so I expect there to be some very, very cool board games in the next coming up weeks. But for today, that's it from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Don't forget that if you'd like to get a one-to-one conversation with me, a one-to-one video conversation, I can read your tarot, we can talk about your particular magical path or spiritual progression, and I can give you some advice, some book advice, maybe some we can reach out to various oracles to work out what's good for you and what your next move could potentially be. And of course, if you'd like to support the channel, then the best way really is to go through Patreon. You'll be able to get access to the Foolish Fish Discord if you do so. And I think that all that remains for me is to wish you a wonderful weekend, a wonderful week ahead. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and to like and to subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps the channel when you do that, when you hit that subscribe button, when you hit that like button away, when you comment. And those are the three things that really help me tremendously. So thank you very much to all of you who do that. And I wish you, do look after yourselves and do look after each other. I'll see you very soon with another video. Take care. Bye-bye.